Hi, my name is Daniel Blackburn, and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about the basics of optical microscopy or light microscopy. This is Olympus DP12 microscope with camera and has a few capabilities that a simple light microscope does not have. But there are some adaptations that we can have for a simple light microscope. For example, we can fix our cell phones into the eyepiece of the microscope that you see here. And by fixing our cell phone, we can use the camera of our cell phone. So a simple light microscope can become a digital microscope. This microscope, of course, is connected to the computer, and the computer has a software where you can see the microbe slide with some bacteria. And this bacteria, there's no preparation for this at all. It's just not fixed, not stained, just looking at what we see here at the situation. On the screen, you can see this is 40 times magnification. And I'm going to show you the whole procedure of the basic operation of a microscope in general. Okay? So, first of all, we have in a microscope, we have the eyepiece, which are the ocular lens. We have the nose, where you have the objectives. You have the neck, normally, which is the support of all this on the back. You have a light source on the bottom that you can regulate up and down. And you have here a diaphragm which focuses this light on your slide. So you have the stage. The stage of the microscope is where you're going to place your slide. So I'm going to take let me just grab another slide and show you guys. This is a microscope slide where you're going to place your microbial culture or whatever you want to see on the microscope. So over this slide, the normal procedure will be that you first will fix your microbe here. So you can fix this by heating the slide, or you can fix this by chemically fixing using some, for example, acetic acid, for example. And there's a small square on the top. This small square is the slip. Yeah, it's just to give that moist material constant thickness. So it's going to be like less than a millimeter thickness, and will spread out the microbe, so you don't have many layers of cells, just like almost a single layer of cell because of this sticking of the slip over the slide. So we place the slide here on our stage, and we are going to go for the whole process of focusing again. Yeah? But I'm going to show you using the camera here on our cell phone. So you can see here a cell phone, there is the focusing. So I will start with lowering the stage a little bit more. So yeah, our slide's already fixed there in the Microsoft. We're going to start with the lowest magnification, and you will see here happening on our camera, but also on the screen. When we start with the lowest magnification, it's 4 times plus the 10 times of the objective, the ocular lens. So this makes it 40 times. So we start bringing that back up until you see that the image is coming in focus here on the screen. So let's continue doing this, bringing it up. Once we get some, this is easier done when you put your eyes on top of the microscope, not with the cell phone. There you go. Now we focus with the 4 times. So move for the 10 times, and we can use the fine knob for focusing this up and down. Let's regulate also the line, we want the light coming through. And let's move for the 40 times. There you go. So we have it in the 40 times. You can see both in this screen, on the other screen, the microbes are coming into focus, and you can go up and down. And I will make a small video to share with you guys from with the cell phone also. A small video too, so you guys let you know how is the focusing here at 40 times. So once this is done and we want to move to a higher magnification at 100 times, now we're going to need to use the oil, the oil for the contact lens. So 100 times in the microscope, the lens will need to have this contact oil with the slip of the slide. Yeah. So to do this, we move this a little bit to the side, so it's in between. And then we just add a small drop of this. All right. Add a small drop of this here, and we finish sliding this to the 100 magnification lens. And then we can increase a little bit the light if it's possible. Okay. Increase a little bit the light and go for the fine knob for focusing. There you go. So we are working now looking at single cells, single bacteria cells. These are not rod shaped. These are different from a bacillus, for example. And I'll just make a small video here. Oh, I think it's recording already here on the cell phone. So we'll just move around so you can see more cells on this. You can see zones where you have more bacteria here. I will focus up and down so you can see the colonies. Alright, this is just the basics of using a microscope, where you can move from the lower magnification to the higher magnification on this situation, and you can either use the ocular lens for focusing, or you can use your cell phone with an adapter like this one, or if your microscope is a little bit better, you will have that connected to a computer and an integrated camera that you can use for this purpose. It's always easier to do it directly with your eyes and then look into the camera. But in my case, I get a little bit blind when I use my eyes in the ocular piece, so it hurts me a little bit to do this. So I prefer always to do it on the digital side. So just a very quick introductory instruction of how to use the microscope, and hope that was useful for you. The next video will be about the basics of lab safety on the how to behave on a soil microbiology lab. Hi everyone. Before I let you go, I wanted to show you this equipment here. This is a light microscope, but it's a digital microscope. Very cheap. You can buy this online in many places. AliExpress is about 3 or 1 reals. There's better and worse qualities, but in general, you can buy very cheap, and this is very useful for observing mesofauna in general. And I will show you some soil here very quickly, just that you can see how good the quality is for this type of material. And I will poke around here and try to find some life on this soil. You can focus up and down. There you go. You can see something moving there. Even nematodes you can see with this. Just move it around and see what you can find. So when it comes for the class of macro and mesofauna, I will show you some images with this digital microscope. There you go. There's some Merichiedra worms there moving. This is what I wanted to show you guys. This is about 1 millimeter. It's a very small organism. This is, but you can see it in quite high resolution with this very cheap equipment. And you can see microbes instead of moving them outside their habitat, you can see them behaving naturally in their habitat. You can see them feeding. You can see them, even mating. Some worms mating, and many other behaviors you can see in nature just by having something this to just explore your curiosity. So before I let you go, I wanted to show you this other tool that is very useful for soil microbiology, and I will come back and show you more images of this when we have the class of macro and mesofauna.